All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're diving into one of the absolute strangest documents to ever come out of a government archive. This isn't your typical spy story about secret weapons or Cold War politics. No, this is about a single, declassified KGB file that tells a story so bizarre it feels like it was ripped straight out of a sci-fi horror movie. And believe me, it kicks off with one heck of a warning.
So get this. A horrific picture of revenge on the part of extraterrestrial creatures, a picture that makes one's blood freeze. That's not a tagline from some Hollywood blockbuster. Nope. According to the document we're about to unpack, that was the actual reaction of a CIA representative after they got a look at this KGB file. I mean, a quote like that, right at the top, you just know this is going to be something else entirely.
So how on earth did a story like this even see the light of day? Well, you have to picture the scene. It's 1991. The Soviet Union is collapsing. The mighty, feared KGB is being dismantled. And in all that chaos, the doors to their deepest, darkest secrets are basically blown wide open. Top secret files start surfacing, and one of them, this incredibly detailed report on a UFO encounter, supposedly makes its way from a Moscow archive right into the hands of the CIA.
Now, here's what makes this so compelling. This wasn't just some flimsy one-page memo. We're talking about a massive 250-page dossier. It supposedly had the whole shebang: eyewitness accounts from the soldiers who survived, actual documentary photographs of the aftermath, technical drawings of the craft, and even an official analysis by Soviet specialists. The whole thing was designed to look like a serious, thorough, and totally legitimate investigation.
Okay, so let's get to the actual story, because this is where things just go off the rails. The file describes a military unit way out in the remote wilderness of Siberia, just running through some routine training exercises. A totally normal day for these soldiers, you'd think. Well, what started as a standard drill was about to become anything but.
According to the two soldiers, who apparently survived to tell the tale, this is how it all went down. First, a low-flying saucer just appears out of nowhere. For some reason, the report doesn't say why, a surface-to-air missile is launched and it scores a direct hit, bringing the craft down. Then, from the wreckage, 5 short, humanoid figures emerge. But instead of attacking or surrendering, they do something truly unimaginable. They huddle together and merge. They fuse into a single glowing ball of light that starts to buzz and hiss. Then that sphere just gets bigger and bigger and explodes.
I mean, just think about that transformation for a second. The file describes these beings looking a lot like your classic gray aliens. You know, small bodies, big heads, those large black eyes. But then they morph into something completely non-biological, a weaponized ball of pure energy. This detail is so crucial because it takes the story from a simple UFO crash and retrieval scenario into something way, way stranger, and frankly, a whole lot more terrifying.
And that final massive explosion of light, it wasn't just for show. According to this KGB file, it had an immediate and absolutely horrifying effect on almost everyone who saw it.
23. That's the number of soldiers who were just standing there, out in the open, watching this whole bizarre phenomenon unfold when that sphere of light detonated.
The report's language is just so stark and unbelievable. It says the 23 soldiers were turned into stone poles, instantly, just like that. The only survivors, 2 soldiers who just happened to be standing in a shaded area, somewhat shielded from the blast. This is it. This is the unbelievable central claim of the entire file. So you have to be asking, how in the world did the KGB's own scientists try to explain this? Well, the report says their official analysis concluded the soldiers were petrified, that an unknown energy source had, in a split second, transformed their living, organic tissue into a substance that was molecularly identical to limestone. The file presents this not as magic, but as the result of a technology so advanced it's completely beyond our comprehension.
And all of this brings us to the really big question. After hearing this incredible story, filled with all these official-sounding details and scientific analysis, we have to stop and ask, what are we actually looking at here? What does a document like this really mean?
Well, there's one possibility. We take the file at face value. With all its photos, testimonies, and analyses, could this be the suppressed truth of a real event? A horrifying encounter that proves not only that we're not alone, but that some of our cosmic neighbors have defensive capabilities that are, for all intents and purposes, godlike?
But of course, there's another, equally powerful possibility. Could this entire 250-page file be a brilliant piece of disinformation? A complete fabrication cooked up by the KGB during the Cold War, specifically designed to be leaked to the West, to create panic, to waste our intelligence resources, and to paint a terrifying picture of an unpredictable and technologically superior adversary.
Ultimately, whether the file is fact or fiction, it was clearly designed to leave the reader with one terrifying thought, which is captured perfectly in that CIA representative's final comment. If this is real, it's a terrifying reality. And the question it leaves us wrestling with is this: what would it mean for our world if a story this unbelievable was actually true?